shelf. Let me tell you a story about a little girl. This little girl was extremely shy, and I'm talking really shy. Like whenever she was called on in class, her stomach bursted with butterflies, and her mouth could never get a word out clearly. Presentations were her nightmare. She watched everyone go up in front of the class, one by one, presenting their third grade annual report. Her legs always shook continuously while she bit her nails into tiny stubs. This little girl was always the very last student to present. She would feel everyone's eyes on her as she was barely able to get a word out. Her teacher would tell her, "Speak up, please." Her heart was beating louder than her voice, her hands clammy. She started to shake. She tried to speak up as loud as she could, but she choked on her words. Her voice now shaking, her eyes watering. The little girl finally sat back at her desk. This all happened in less than 2 minutes. Throughout elementary school, this little girl struggled to find her voice. She was constantly used to hearing the same comment from her teachers. "She doesn't speak up enough in class." This made her become even more shy. The success of her older siblings made her hide under the shadows where she tried to find herself. The spotlight shining on them because they never failed to make their parents proud of their academic achievements. But she was just left in the shadows, searching blindly, trying to find the pieces of herself like a puzzle. This little girl was always used to that for her entire life, always pushing for perfection, always pushing herself a little too far over the edge, always freaking out over the little things because she was scared of failure. It was hard for this little girl to come out of her shell because she didn't know how. What will happen if I do, she wondered. For years she asked herself, when will I emerge from that shell into a whole other world I've been missing out on? To beat back the shadows, to piece herself together, she followed the flow of her unvoiced words. There was something about the moment when her pencil touched the paper or her fingers pressed upon the keys. She flashed into a whole other universe. She had a way of creating her own flow and connecting one point to another. The blank page was an easier place for her to share her voice without actually being forced to say words. The only time her voice felt strong, little cracks in her shell began to shine through. Through words, the shadow lifted. Through words, the little girl found herself on her first day of freshman year of high school, being part of the school newspaper staff, among the upperclassmen. Through words, she stepped out of her comfort zone to prove her belonging. She'll admit it. She was terrified, but she knew this newspaper class was the right way to put herself out there the best way she could. This little girl thrived off the feeling of having her voice be heard in the school newspaper and her name being read on the byline because she was so used to everyone not knowing who she was. For years, she was known as the girl who never spoke up in class, the girl whose voice wasn't loud enough for everyone to hear, the girl who people would often forget she was even there, the girl trying to glue back the broken pieces of the puzzle that was herself, the girl trapped in her shell, banging on the inside, waiting to get out. This little girl was able to express her voice and share her passion for writing. She started to become known as a girl who wrote that student opinion on the discrimination of her Muslim American background, the girl who wrote that feature article on her father's immigration story, the shy girl in the back of the class finally glued all the pieces of herself. The pieces of this puzzle felt different to this little girl. She's never felt this feeling of confidence and loving herself. She's always hated that she was shy. Now she was comfortable in her own skin. She always hated that she was silent. Now she had her own voice. This feeling gave her the impulse to shout on top of the building. This feeling made her want to shout all the words she left unsaid. But where was this voice all these years, she asked herself. It was always there, she answered. You just have to find it. When this little girl started high school, she looked toward the 4 years ahead of her, and she worried. She knew somewhere along the way she'd screw up and feel like if only she was not dissatisfying her family or disappointing herself. She knew that she locked herself in her tiny shell and tried not to break herself free. Today, this little girl now speaks up in class to share her opinion and doesn't choke on her own words. Today, she stands up in front of her class and presents a project with her strong voice. Today, she has stood in front of the podium every other week, speaking on behalf of her high school at board meetings, choosing the best words. Today, she can perform her own life story in front of an audience. This little girl was not prepared for the journey that high school would take her on. She's definitely scared and unsure how she'd break out of the shell, but she was hopeful that somewhere along the way she'd surprise herself. And I really did.